Welcome to the Absa Business Connect series. This is the 4th edition for the 2021 series. At Absa, our brand promise and purpose is to help you to bring your possibilities to life. And that is what the Business Connect series is all about. My colleagues in the previous editions for the Absa Business Connect series have talked to you about various aspects of your business. Today, I am here to talk to you about managing cash and liquidity in a pandemic environment. My name is Emmanuel Mensah. As we go on, if you have any questions, you can post it at the comment section, and we will answer it appropriately at the end of the discussion. Thank you very much for joining us, and I know that you will benefit a lot as we go through this. So if you are here with me, please, let's start. As you are all aware, COVID-19 struck in the year 2020, almost a year ago. When it struck, businesses suffered a lot. Some businesses have had to cut down on their productions. Others have had to fold up completely because of the economic slowdown and its attendant low sales. There are others too who have survived. And one of the things that they are faced with is serious cash and liquidity challenges. So managing your cash efficiently is key to your survival in these times that we find ourselves in. But before we continue to give you some of the keys that we want to share with you this morning, I want us to take a critical look at differentiating between cash, liquidity, and profit. Now, when we talk about cash simply is your note, your coins that you have, and then your bank balances. In other words, your bank account, the balance in your bank account. And then also your balances on Momo, since most businesses have Momo account these days. Now, one thing about cash is that it's easily transferable. But the disadvantage is that as a business, you can't keep a lot of cash on you, because if you do, you will not earn that much on cash. Nobody pays a lot on cash, even though some banks these days pay some amount on their on balances you leave with them, but it is very small. So cash does not earn you a lot of return. When we talk about liquidity, we are talking about the ease with which an asset can be converted to cash. The ease with which you can turn something to cash. So let me give you an example. If you have a house and you want to sell today, probably it will take you some time before you'll be able to find a buyer, go through the legal document processes to be able to sell and get cash hitting your account. But when you have a treasury bill, once you have the receipt that shows that you indeed have bought Government of Ghana treasury bill, you can easily walk to a financial institution, a bank, your bankers, and they will gladly receive it, give you a quote, and by the evening, probably your money will hit your account. So you can see that some financial assets are more liquid. In other words, some financial assets, you can easily turn it into cash than others. Okay? And then when we talk about profit, we are talking about the ease with which you can turn. When we talk about profit, we are talking about your net of revenue and your cost. Your net of your revenue and your cost. Now, as a business, you need these three to survive. And there are some things that you should take note of. That cash is not always profit. And profit is also not always cash. Cash is not always profit. And profit is not always cash. Many companies are profitable, but sometimes they face liquidity challenges. They face payment constraint because the profit they have made is not in cash. They are in non-cash items. Okay? And as a business, you need both to be able to survive. You need both to be able to be successful. And therefore, as a business, you need to be able to have a robust method in place to be able to collect, optimize your collections and disbursement appropriately. That is what we usually refer to as what? Cash management. Optimizing your collections and disbursement. Now, you can do this by delaying payment or balancing your payment appropriately, balancing your timing of your what? Payment. Sometimes you may have to delay payment a little so that you do not pay ahead of time. But you also need to balance it in such a way that you do not incur any charges from your creditors. The next one is that liquidity management. When we are talking about liquidity management, we are talking about how you will store your assets in such a way that you will be able to have cash when you need it to meet your payment. Okay, you're able to store cash in such a way that you'll be able to get it when you need to make payment. As a business, it will not be wise for you to put all your assets in things that you cannot easily turn into cash. Even though you can make the profit, but you will not be able to survive when it comes to what? The time that you need to make payment to your other creditors. So now we know the difference between cash, liquidity, and then profit. Now let us move forward and talk about the business environment that you operate currently. When the pandemic struck, there are a lot of things that are gone in the business environment. But this morning, I just want to talk about it this way, that you can actually divide your business environment into two, broadly. Your external business environment and your internal business environment. In your external business environment, one of the characteristics during this pandemic is that business confidence is very low. Business confidence is very low. Companies that you had entered into partnership with and growth was given. You took growth for giving. But now they are scaling back because of the pandemic. No one wants to embark on expansion anymore. They have all gone into what we call protection mood. Everybody is protecting itself. All the businesses are protecting themselves. They don't want to spend that much. Now, it is therefore this time that you need to also protect your cash. As a small business, you will need this time to protect your cash so that you do not spend so much and reduce the cash that you hold. Another characteristic is what we call the consumer confidence, low consumer confidence. Now, there is low consumer confidence because many people have lost their jobs and they want to protect the little investment that they have. So you find out your consumers do not want to spend on non-essential things. They want to spend on the things that will help them to survive this period going forward. Okay, so it is a time that you need to stay in touch with your customers. This is not the time that you have to leave them. Otherwise, by the time the pandemic ends, your customers are all have gone away. Another thing too is that in your external environment, access to credit has now become a little bit difficult. Previously, you will find that some people, your bankers may want to call you to come for a loan. But nowadays, even though cash is around, but you will find out that your bankers are not willing to give out loan because of what? Risk associated with businesses these days. So your external environment generally is not that good. See, it's not that good. Okay? And then when you come to your internal environment, your own business growth has also suffered. You realize that all your plans that you have to expand your businesses have now gone down. You have shelved everything that you thought you were going to do last year and then probably this year as well. Now, therefore, what it means is that it is time for you not to spend unnecessarily. This is a time that you will have to put your cash in in a protection mode. And then also, this is a time that if you are not very careful, you do a lot of buying. Okay, this is the panic behavior. Okay, probably you have a supplier who will tell you that, you know what, we are just producing, and if you don't come, by the time you come, everything will be what? Done away with. You need to take your time. You need to spend strategically at this time. You don't need to impulse buy on any other thing. This is the time that you need to take very good care of your cash that you have. So now that you know your business environment, now what should you do? What should you do at all as a business? What should you do to manage your cash and your liquidity? The first thing is that you should actually evaluate your current position. You should evaluate your current position. And what do I mean by that? You should do a simple cash projection to know the sources and then the uses of your cash. You should be able to say, you should be able to determine the impact of the pandemic on your stakeholders as well. Okay? So what literature says is that you can do a simple 13-week projection of your cash, so that you'll be able to know whether you will have enough cash for the next quarter or not. One thing that you should guide you here is that you must be realistic. Avoid being overly optimistic in your forecast. You should take note of that. And then the other thing is that once you have your projection, you should identify your resources that are available. You should identify your resources that are available. What are the levers that are available to you? What levers do you have as a business? It may be that you will have to call for your shareholders to bring in some cash injection. It may also be that you may have to take advantage of some of the government initiatives that are hovering around. You may also have to even fall on other NGOs which support the small businesses so that they will be able to get money for their business. So pay attention to the levers that can truly bring in cash quickly. There are certain levers that cannot bring in cash. Please don't waste your time on that one, because you need cash immediately, and therefore spend your time on levers that can bring you cash quickly. Then the next one is what? Develop action plan. Develop action plan. Put your plans into action. And what do I mean by that? It is time that you may have to control costs. Okay? This is a time that you have to conserve cash. And you conserve cash through what? Cost control measures. You may have to suspend some other payment just so that you can what? Survive. Just so you can survive. Engage your lenders also. Engage your bankers. Your payment on the loans to see whether they can do some kind of payment holiday for you, so that you will be able to survive within this period. Okay? And then you should also be able to release some kind of liquidity. Look at the cars that you are not using. Look at the things that are there that you can easily sell and then turn it into cash. If you can have some business assets there which has become obsolete because of the pandemic, this is the time that you can what? Sell to release cash. And then the other thing is that you should manage your stakeholders appropriately. You need really to manage your stakeholders. Now, what are your stakeholders? You need to manage your employees. Your employees. If there are some kind of allowances that you were paying with them, you can speak to them and let them know the situation that you are in. Okay? Your shareholders, you can speak to them to suspend dividend payment for you, so that you will be able to plow back the monies that you have made in the previous years to make sure that your business survives accordingly. This is a time to keep communications open. And one thing that you should take note of is that when it comes to liquidity management, messaging to your stakeholders is very key. It's very, very key. Do not send wrong signals. Because once people notice that you are having cash pressures, then if you don't take care, all your creditors will come at once, that they now know that you are struggling and you are not able to pay your debtors as and when they fall due. So they will come chasing you. And it is a time that you should be able to communicate clearly so that that does not occur. The sixth and the final one that you can do is that you should review and re-strategize about your plan regularly. Okay? You should revise your plan regularly. Identify any progress that you have made. Identify any progress you have made. Compare the actuals to the projections that you made. Okay? And identify any gaps for correction. Amend plans when needed. Okay? Because nobody knows when this pandemic will come to an end. We all thought that last year it was going to be for 3 months, only for us to go through the whole year, and then even what came up this year was worse off. So we do not know whether this year we will end the pandemic or it will be next year. And therefore, you need to review your plan so that you will be able to, revise it accordingly. So constantly review your plan. So here you are with the keys. The first is what? Evaluate your current position, understand the impact on your cash position and stakeholders, identify resources that are available to you, develop action plan, manage stakeholders accordingly, and then review and strategize. Review and strategize. Now, before we pause and go to the questions, I just want to tell you something. There are some 3 things that you need not to do when you are in this kind of situation. The first is that don't impulse spend. Don't impulse spend. As a business, there are some things you need to cut down on at this stage. One of them I said during the presentation, that if you have any capital expansion plans, this is not the time that you should probably do it now. You should just have the plans in place, but make sure that your spend does not take place right now. And then don't forget to collect cash. Make sure that you have a very clear contract in place to the people that you sell to, your debtors. Make sure that you have you have the contract in place so that those times that when they sell to you, you wait maybe a month before you collect. Give them some incentive and collect your cash, because that is very important. And then also, don't overestimate your future sales. You never know. The future is very uncertain in this kind of environment. So please be realistic on your sales forecast. And then I'm sure if you do these things, you'll be able to survive this pandemic and beyond. Thank you very much for joining us for this series. We hope and believe that you have learned something here that will help you to manage your business in such a way that we will still be dealing with you when the pandemic is over.